Good afternoon. My name is Juergen Steinmetz and joining you from livestream.travel and eTurbo News here in beautiful and sunny Honolulu. With me is Dr. Peter Tarlow in College Station, Texas. And I assume it's also a nice sunny day in College Station, Peter.
No, actually, we've had rain for the last few weeks. It doesn't rain consistently, but it looks like a jungle here right now because it rains and then it's sunny and then it rains and it's sunny, and it's perfect for plants to grow out of control, and people can't mow their lawns because your lawns are too soaking. But on the other hand, it's sunny because we've had a hiatus of not talking about our own little news conference for the last few weeks because of your travels, and we're back on the air. And I know a number of people have said to me, when are you guys coming back? We miss your weather forecast. We miss seeing you. And so here we are, we're back, and everyone can celebrate the fact that they get to see us again.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no,
so it's sunny, no matter where you are in the world, it's sunny someplace.
It is, yes. And I can tell you, I just got back, as you know, from first visiting the United Arab Emirates and Dubai and the Arabian travel market. What was a refreshing thing to do, I guess. Trade shows are possible and social distancing is possible. And quality people did go to the Arabian travel market, but it was a lot more quiet, and people were kind of curious. No long lines for taxis like there used to be. But Dubai itself, I have to say, was a very busy town. The shopping centers were packed with people. At my hotel I stayed, we had another Bitcoin conference going on. It was packed. So Dubai is pretty much what Hawaii is here right now when it comes to the number of people we have here. Now, Europe, very different. When I got to Cologne, and I stayed 1 week in Cologne, beautiful city, but it was lockdown. There was a curfew every night for Corona. People looked kind of depressed and down. Shops were closed, restaurants were closed, takeout only. So it reminded you kind of what was going on here in the US a few months ago. And then in other parts of Germany, what was surprising, just about 30 miles away from where I was in the city of Düsseldorf, it was slowly opening. So restaurants had outdoor seating, shops were open. If you present a COVID test result, and test results were available on every street corner free of charge to anyone who needs it. And you needed to enter the stores and you needed to enter the restaurants. So very different, I have to say.
Yeah. Now, is that only Germany or is that the whole of Europe?
Well, every country, of course, is different. Not only every country is different, every county or city is different. Like Cologne and Düsseldorf, for example, where I was, is both in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia. And even though it's in the same state, Cologne was under lockdown, and in Düsseldorf, people were sitting outside and having a beer and some food. So and then I went to Holland, I went to Belgium, and that seems to be even more restricted.
Really? Now, I think England is coming out of the restrictions. So, but I don't know what's going on in Spain, in Italy, and Portugal. I do know that Portugal was very open, especially for British tourists. And then all of a sudden, Britain said no. It went from a green country to a yellow country or an amber country, which meant that British citizens coming back had to, I believe, spend 10 days in quarantine. And I think the Portuguese are very upset about that. I don't know what the rate of infection is in Portugal, but I know that it's really changed the face again of Portugal. And so that's at least a different part of the European continent and on the Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah, and Peter, that it actually is going both ways. Like in Germany, when I was in Germany, the UK was put on the no travel list. So that literally British people were not allowed to come in unless they go to quarantine. And the British didn't like that. And then the other way around, people don't like it. So it's a lot of confusion everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, while you were in Europe and in the Middle East, I was in Mexico. And that was a really interesting experience. First of all, I was part of a national election system, national midterm elections in Mexico were this Sunday. And there was a real question of would the ruling party, which is Morena, stay in power or would they go out of power? In the state of Zacatecas, which was in the north central part of Mexico, they have a new governor. And this governor is big push is for tourism and for tourism safety. And so that's one of the reasons I was there. And because of the elections, Mexico announced today, we have a wonderful tourism police department in Mexico City. And Mexico has now recognized the fact that they're going to create a national tourism police throughout the entire country. And that's going to be a big deal. Obviously, each part of the country will have, there'll be general training so that everyone will have had, specific general training across the country. But then there'll be specific training dealing with if you're a beach resort or a mountain resort or an urban area, so that the police will have both a general training and then specific training for their part. These will be handpicked people. They will be, hopefully we'll be able to get them to speak more than just Spanish, but at least have a rudimentary understanding of English or maybe French. But they will be really trained in customer service and out there helping. And then one of the nice things that Mexico City has created is in many places, if you lose your passport, say I'm in Cologne or Dusseldorf or whatever, and somebody steals my passport, would I know how to find a police department there? Would I know how to report it? Well, Mexico has come up with a great solution, and that is that they have traveling police departments. They're trucks that have been turned into police departments, and they can't put you in jail there. But if you need the services of a police department, you're not well, somebody had a robbery, somebody pickpocketed your passport, you right in front of all the key tourism sites in Mexico City, there's a truck which says Policía Turística, and those trucks are there to help the tourists, and from anything from directions to where is it safe to eat, to issues of COVID, to how to get your vaccine, your test to go back to the United States. So I really think this is a wonderful idea that can be replicated throughout much of the world. And as you say in Spanish, felicidades, congratulations to the Mexican police, because I think this will be the largest nationwide tourism police any place in the world. And so that's really, a pretty big deal. And something I think not only can Latin America be proud of, but also Mexico can be proud of. Part of the impetus goes to the World Tourism Network. Because if you remember about a month and a half ago, the head of the Mexico City Police, Manuel Flores, was given a Hero of Tourism Award. And that award was so appreciated in Mexico that it catapulted into creating all sorts of new wonderful things from across Mexico. So I think not only should Manuel be congratulated and Mexico be congratulated, but really the World Tourism Network ought to be congratulated in its work in bringing tourism safety to a very important part of the world. And other news that's also really interesting, we had a Las Vegas tourism conference, and it appears to be on long-term pause, we might put it that way. But sometimes God is good. And there is a new conference that's going to be developed by Reno, Nevada. And Reno, Nevada is going to be developing a new tourism conference. It's being supported by the Reno Police Department, by the Reno Convention and Visitor Bureau, by the Reno, many of the businesses in Reno. And hopefully, we're just putting the finishing touches on this, but hopefully this conference will be taking place in November. And it will be co-sponsored by the World Tourism Network. And one of the nice things about that is that this will be a way for the World Tourism Network to put its imprint on a very important part of tourism, and that is tourism safety. Without safety and security, as we learned through COVID, which was biosafety, there is no tourism. And so I think this is something the World Tourism Network has worked on. And this is now taking the World Tourism Network from talking to doing. And so congratulations to us, because this is an important point for, and a turning point for the World Tourism Network.
No, no, Peter, absolutely right. And I think we're all excited, and our members will be excited to be part of it. Safety and security is the key, specifically now when we're trying to get out of the COVID crisis.
Right.
What is more important than protected, of course, that you don't get COVID anymore, but also to be safe when you travel.
Yes, it's sure.
Unfortunately, with the crisis, it caused a lot of economic hardship in many parts of the world, and I can only assume this would also could cause a lot of desperation and possible crime. And
Yes.
Mexico is commanded, I think, for doing this, and Mexico has a critical image when it comes to safety security. So they're really working hard, I think, not only to polish this image, but also for the future of the country, the future of the economy, and the future of tourism.
Yes, and of course, the other part of it is Mexico is, along with Argentina, the two pillars of Latin America. And so what goes on in Mexico, as Mexico goes, so goes all of Latin America. So this is a very important region in the world. We saw how important it was during the Rio Olympics and the Rio de Janeiro World Cup. And this is an area of the world that has tremendous potential. They have a big geographic advantage, which is when it's cold in the Northern Hemisphere, Latin America is having summer. And so it's really a wonderful experience. And when in the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, you can go to Chile and Argentina and other places and go skiing. And Chilean skiing is some of the best skiing in the world. So if you've never been to Chile or to Western Argentina, it looks like Switzerland. You know, it's like the Alps, only higher. And so this is really a chance to show all of Latin America, with Mexico taking the lead, that it can change things. It doesn't have to be passive, it can be active. And
yeah. And it comes with the wine, you know, Chile and
Argentina. Chile and Argentina both have great wine. And by the way, I should tell you, Mexico is also developing a really good wine industry. And you know, but certainly Chile and Argentina are world famous for their wine, and their wine is delicious. In Chile, what's called vino corriente, which would be vin de table, table wine, is cheaper than a bottle of Coca-Cola, and the wine is excellent. So this is really a great experience, a great opportunity, and I think everyone in the World Tourism Network, hopefully lots of our members will show up at the Reno conference, but should be really proud that this is an example, and we need to get other ideas on how we can use the World Tourism Network to inspire not just talk, but doing, and coming up with creative ideas. And if we can do this, we can really, through the World Tourism Network, change the face of tourism. And that would be really good.
Yeah, and it definitely would be. And the change of tourism is changing, and we want to have a part of it. And I think we can contribute a lot to it. This world is changing quite rapidly. I have to say, Saudi Arabia seems to take over in a lot of ways what China missed out on in tourism.
Saudi Arabia is trying to really focus in on creating a whole new image for Saudi Arabia and a whole new world. And being someone who has close relations with people in Saudi Arabia, I can tell you they're some of the nicest people in the world. And I'm certainly looking forward to time that I will be spending with them in Saudi Arabia. And of course, I'm a big fan of Middle Eastern food. And so I'm sure they're going to, hopefully I won't gain 5 pounds while I'm there, but.
Well, you can afford it. I can. I would love to gain 5 pounds.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to work before I go to try to lose some weight. I just came back from Mexico, and everyone in Mexico seemed to be determined to feed me more. So again, that's one of the problems of working in the world of tourism. tourism is all about hospitality, and most people connect hospitality with feeding other people. So, but unfortunately, when you're trying to watch your weight, that isn't quite so easy, to say the least.
No, it's not.
Well, I think today was a really good restart for us. And I'm hoping some of the people who listen to us send other ideas on how we can use the Heroes Award as a way of inspiring action, and not just something for somebody to put on their wall, but rather the people who receive those awards should be going out now and really using them as symbols, as did Manuel Flores, to create a real major improvement in the world of tourism, because we are opening up now, and 2021 is the year for rebirth and renaissance.
Yeah, if anyone has anyone else to nominate for the Heroes Award, we're always open for this. You just go to heroes.travel. There's no cost. There's never a cost. We want people who really can make a difference in tourism or have made a difference in tourism to be honored, so they can be honored with this award. And yes, go ahead and nominate, give some ideas, share some ideas, and hopefully, we can help to reward,
change the world.
What they're doing. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, these are people who, when I was in Mexico and people asked me to explain this, I kind of said, there is no Nobel Prize in tourism, but were there a Nobel Prize in tourism, our Heroes Award is about as close as you can get to the Nobel Prize. So just like in the Nobel Prize, people need to nominate. If you know someone who's doing something extraordinary, such as Manuel Flores and his changing of the face of Mexican tourism, let us know. Let us create a system to make that person honored and inspired to really want to change the world.
And that's what it is. It's a changing world, and we all can contribute to it. And it looks like we're managing COVID these days, and there is a chance we're going to be able to put this behind us. Malta in Europe declared herd immunity as the first country in the world. Whether this was really justified or not, I don't know. There's a lot of competitiveness also. But other countries pretty much can almost claim there's herd immunity. There's Israel with a very, very high rate of
yeah. And the World Health Organization said that from the perspective of COVID, they're now the safest country in the world.
Yeah, so, well, but even if you look here in Hawaii, our governor here.
But you're not a country.
And I know we're not a country. As soon as we hit 70% vaccination rate, yes, all the restrictions will be lifted. Yes, so we're looking forward to this.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Well, I'm going to wish you a wonderful evening, as we say in Texas. Howdy, y'all. And I know you'll answer back with aloha. And I'll look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. But I think this was a great start and our first rebroadcast since our period of travel and our little hiatus. So take care, be well, and smile.
There's a lot to smile. You know, we've been on an airplane again. We've started to travel again, and I can encourage others to do the same. It is safe, and just do your research, and you can travel again.
All right. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.